Sports 630 KIDO, KIDOAM.com. Terry Ford Show as we roll through Hour 3. TNT with Dave Tester and myself coming up here just a little bit. Bunch of stuff from the weekend to talk about. We've gotten into the whole deal with Boise State and Idaho hoops. Middleton girls win the state championship, third time in 4 years. We've rolled Daytona 500. Some NFL labor stuff. Some Carmelo Anthony. Also the All-Star game this weekend. And let's talk to our buddy from HoopDoctors.com about the NBA and what's going on as we are at the All-Star break. That means only 150 games left in the season. Kevin Burke from HoopDoctors.com. Hey, man.
How's it going, sir?
Oh, it's going, brother. Let's start off with the important stuff. Blake Griffin jumping over a car. I mean, that was impressive, but I don't know if he should have won that damn slam dunk, man.
Yeah, he probably should not have won that. I mean, that last vote had a significant impact from the fans, obviously. He had that, he had the Justin Bieber effect going on with the fans voting.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, far be it. I can't jump over a car, but it wasn't that impressive. I mean, Serge Ibaka, his entire foot was behind the free throw line, and he gets a 45. How is that not a perfect score?
Tell me something, Kevin.
Yeah.
Didn't that used to be a perfect score? I mean, when it was done by Dr. J and MJ, and he jumped farther than either one of those cats.
He jumped farther than anybody who's ever done it. I'm not sure when that became less impressive. I missed the memo on that one. That was incredible. I paused it, rewound it. I couldn't believe what I saw.
And the Cat McGee dunking off of two backboards?
I thought that was nice.
I thought that was pretty nice.
If he would have connected on the first try, it would have been more impressive. Well, I know he's a 7-footer. His wingspan is probably like 9 feet or whatever it is. So people say it's not as impressive. You haven't seen anything quite like that before, So for creativity alone, I think, it was pretty impressive. I thought Blake actually was the least creative up until, with the choir and, with the car. Up until that point, he was definitely the least creative. I thought his first dunk with that 360 where he got a 54, I don't see why that was a 50. He definitely had some home cooking because it was there in L.A.
Oh, bro, I think the memo was slipped from the NBA office. Blake Griffin wins. I don't care what he does. I don't care if he takes 5 dribbles and jumps and just throws it down. He wins. That was total conspiracy theory. The cat from Oklahoma City gets it as soon as he takes off from behind the free throw line. I stopped the competition. Dude, here's your trophy.
Seriously, that's done. Bye. Everyone have to drive home safe.
It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Kevin Burke, HoopDoctors.com. Yeah, tell you what, I'd have posted up Bieber and abused him in the low block, my friend. If it had been me, I'd have took that little 16-year-old 3-foot punk down low and I'd have elbowed him in the groin while I was popping layups over his head.
I'm so sick of that guy already.
Me too. I like the fact they called him what was it, Bieber or Beber or whatever in the announcement. It was pretty funny.
That was funny.
It was hilarious. Didn't Scottie Pippen block that little midget shot?
He did. And Scottie Pippen almost killed Master P's son. He went to block his layup. He almost killed him.
Scottie was no joke. Scottie was serious, man. That celebrity game.
Yeah, he was. Scottie went for blood. He smelled blood, and he was he wanted to win. Scottie was definitely not just playing around. He broke a sweat. He was out there to play for real.
I tell you, if they'd have put MJ out there with Scottie, there'd have been broken bones. There'd have been blood and carnage.
Oh, are you kidding me? Mike would have been. Are you kidding me? Mike would have probably did a flagrant foul on Bieber.
Let me tell you what. When Bieber went for the 3, Jordan would have elbowed him right in the face. There's
Easily.
no doubt.
No doubt about it.
We're talking with Kevin Burke, HoopDoctors.com, Sports 630 KIDO, KIDOAM.com, Terry Ford Show. And the NBA All-Star Game, again, for the first 3 quarters, Kobe went nuts. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But to me, I don't know, bro, how you don't give that MVP to LeBron. I don't care who won the game. When you triple-double, and when MJ triple-double, and I'm a huge MJ guy, that was 14, 11, and 11. Right. LeBron went for like almost 30 and 12, 13, 14 boards and 11 dime. I'm sorry. What LeBron did, he should have been MVP.
I've been going back and forth with that to myself all day today, seriously. I can see either way. I really can. I mean, Kobe had, 37 and 14.
Yeah, 14 boards. I didn't know he had 14 boards until they flashed at the end, dude.
Yeah, 13 boards, right. So LeBron had 29, 13 and 10, like you said. I can really go either way. Kobe, what was funny about it was before the game, Craig Sager interviewed Kobe. He said, I'm going to take a lot of jump shots. Mm-hmm. I'm not as young as I used to be. The first time he had the ball, he blows by Wade baseline. for reverse dunk. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, nice jumper, Kobe. How about when he dunks, when he sneaks that dunk past LeBron? That was pretty good on the breakaway. That was pretty nice.
I thought that was the highlight of the weekend, actually. And then he passed him on the backside.
Yep.
And then right after that, the play that ensued was a steal. He hits a three-pointer. Again, some home cooking there. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough not to give a guy who had a triple-double in an All-Star game, the MVP. I would go, if gun to my head, I'll say give it to Kobe because they won, and they're in LA.
I'll tell you, Durant could have got some votes.
Yeah, he had, 32?
Yeah, 14 in the fourth quarter, hit the 2 big shots at the end.
Yep, even Amari had 29. Of course, he had only 6 boards, but that's neither here nor there.
That's Amari. He's allergic to the glass. I think Bosh could have got MVP for taking that awful 3-point shot at the end of the game.
Well, that's LeBron's thing. LeBron is still too passive. I mean, why are you? I mean, yeah, it's an all-star game, but you need to take that 3-pointer. I mean,
yeah.
You need to, and he swings it over to Bosh. Bosh needs to swing it back to LeBron.
Yes.
Until he takes the 3. I don't know. LeBron's still a little too passive for my liking.
And I'll tell you what, another mark against the Heat that will kill them later is the fact that Chris Bosh at 6'10" or 7 feet or 8 feet or whatever it is fancies himself a perimeter player. That's one of the things that's going to kill them when they get to the playoffs.
Yeah, he's clearly one of the top 5, in my opinion, softest guys in the league. He plays too much on the block. I've seen like Rondo, wrestle rebound from this guy before. It's kind of frustrating watching, Bosh play. He doesn't bang. I mean, you got a guy, he got a max, he got $100+ million, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's 20 games or so go by, and they have to go dust off Eric Dampier from the scrap heap. How does that make sense? If you got a 6'10", $100 million player, you got to go dust off Eric Dampier because this guy is too soft. He doesn't want to crash the boards, and you rather shoot jump shots. I really can't stomach Bosh. I mean, he's a solid player. You know, they have discussed this.
Yes.
Definitely
he's not a max
player. No, not at all.
No, not at all.
He's a nice, good player.
Yeah, I mean, he is what he is, and to give him max money, he was just. I think they did it so they could have Wade and LeBron. I think that was just a pass. Yeah, let's write this guy a max check too. What the hell? If LeBron would have said, "Give Ilgauskas a max check and I'll be a Heat," Ilgauskas have max money.
Exactly.
Jesus. Kevin Burke, HoopDoctors.com, Sports630 KIDO, K2M.com, Terry Ford Show. You move forward from the All-Star game, and well, first of all, we got to get to the Jason Whitlock question to Kobe. That was hilarious. And and Jason Whitlock is just smiling because he knows what he's going to say is going to be a great soundbite. And Whitlock said to Kobe, "Wouldn't you like to have younger players on your team because they energized you today, right?" And Kobe just went, "You suck. You think you got me."
Yeah, you really reached for that one. Yeah, Whitlock is a very, very smart guy. I had utmost respect for Whitlock, but he kind of has to ask that question.
Yeah,
the way Kobe, raved about the younger players.
Yeah,
he kind of had to. But Kobe knows what time it is. He should have realized that he kind of set that one up. But at the same time, I don't blame Kobe for his reaction. I'm not even going to justify that with the response. And when Whitlock asked him, he was grinning from ear to ear.
I know. Whitlock knew what he was doing. It was funny. Oh, my God. It was hilarious.
I like Whitlock a lot. I do.
I'll tell you what, too. I love watching Barkley and Kenny Smith and Ernie Johnson. Sure, throw in Kevin McHale / Herman Munster and throw in, Chris Webber. Hey, Chris, call a timeout. Call a timeout, Chris. I mean, I love watching that show. That show is the best show. I don't care what sport. I love that show, Kevin.
You took the words out of my mouth. That is hands down the best crew in any sport. I mean, they don't even have to talk about basketball. When Kenny and Chuck and Ernie start get going about just whatever, Chuck's weight, the fact that Kenny Smith always thinks that he was a greater player than he actually was. It's hysterical. You got the ESPN, the Sunday NFL Countdown guys. They do a great job, but anyone, like you said, I don't care what sport, they pale in comparison to these guys. And it's just, how funny was that ultimate fantasy draft that they had?
And Kenny Smith picked Kenny Smith.
Kenny Smith picked Kenny Smith. With the last pick, Charles picks Iverson with the first pick. It was just the way they feed off of each other. It's great. It is. You don't even need to watch a basketball game. Just watch the pregame and the halftime show, and you're all set.
Oh, there's no doubt. Kevin Burke, HoopDoctors.com, Sports630 KIDO, K2M.com, Terry Ford Show. And the other thing, did we make too much or not enough of LeBron getting in that huddle when the East is getting just slapped around? And he says, "Look, we're getting embarrassed. We're getting embarrassed here. Let's play ball." And they went out and made a run. And LeBron just said, "It's an all-star game. No one's playing defense. I'm just going to take the damn ball right down the middle and dunk it." Should we make more of that? How he went in the huddle and kind of talked to those guys?
we absolutely should. I mean, in that huddle is Kevin Garnett, who's 16th year in the league. You think about the guys who are in that huddle. And LeBron, I mean, his respect at my level went from, I really had the utmost respect for LeBron anyway. I really didn't have a problem with him leaving Cleveland, but he really elevated it to a new level with that. I loved it. I mean, and guys actually were, they were receptive to what he was saying. No one cut him off. No one, kind of rolled their eyes. They all, it seemed like they were receptive to what he was saying, and they bought into it because it made it a game, the second half of the game. I loved that out of LeBron. That was one of his triple-double in that, that just made him, you know what? He probably should go to MVP just before doing that, actually. I love that. He's not getting enough credit for that. You're absolutely right about that one.
Yeah, because I sat back and I went, how when you get a bunch of really good dudes together at anything, and the one really good dude says the other really good dudes, come on, let's get serious here and do it. And they go, yeah, whatever, bro. Yeah. But those cats actually responded to it and went out there and made a huge run. And my biggest thing with LeBron has always been, okay, dude, you're doing your fake pictures, you're goofing around.
Yep.
You really want to be a leader in this game. You really want to be known as one of the greats. And I'm not saying be like Michael Jordan and everything's a competition when it comes to basketball, cards, getting women knocked up, whatever. But I'm saying you got to, at some point, get the rep of being a winner or being a leader, a true one, not just kind of a goofy one. And him doing that in that huddle, I went, well, maybe it's turning the corner now.
Maybe it is. And I like the fact that for the most part, he left all that, the camera, the picture snapping, all the goofy stuff. Largely, he left that in Cleveland, which I'm so thankful for. But yeah, that shows that it's an all-star game. This guy he had playoff intensity. Maybe he was mad because Kobe dunked on him already. but yeah, no, absolutely. That solidifies. Wade was receptive. Kevin Garnett was Paul Pierce. All of them were looking at him saying, yes, I'm buying into what you're saying. Let's get this thing done. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Sports 630 KIDO, KIDOAM.com. We're talking NBA with HoopDoctors.com, Kevin Burke. And now we get to the other big part of the weekend was the Melo watch.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. With Lurch from the Nets, Baryshnikov, Gorbachev, wherever he is, sitting there talking about, we danced, we had music, we ate grapes, we made mad, passionate love like men, or whatever. What a goofball. But the thing, and again, obviously he doesn't want to go to the Nets. He wants to be a Knick. It's all, right. And so it's painfully clear to anyone that, New Jersey and Denver, they hook up on this trade. Of course, Melo has to sign that 3-year, $65 million extension. He's not going to do it unless he has nowhere else to go. But I will give the Nets credit for this. They have forced the Knicks to pony up more players, more draft picks, whatever. This has been a good thing for the Nets no matter what.
It has been. And about a month ago or so, when Prokhorov said, we're pulling our names out of the Carmelo sweepstakes, I did not believe it then. And what happened over the weekend, proves why. I thought he was just saying that just to kind of take the pressure off of him. Hopefully the Knicks would come in with some low-ball offers and kind of position them to get back into the trade talks. And actually Friday, when the news broke that the Nets and Melo have reached an agreement in principle, the way it was reported initially, I actually thought it was done.
Yeah.
It wasn't as clear until a few hours later. I checked the report again, and the wording was completely different. It said, well, it's pending his willingness to sign the 3-year, $65 million extension. Well, wait a minute. That's what's been holding this up from the summer. So basically, there is it sounds just like all the other ones. So, why is this news? What I am very shocked about with Carmelo, he was so candid with the reporters as far as what he was doing, what his intentions were over the weekend. Craig Sager was just prodding. And I was so shocked that Melo said, yep, I'm meeting with the Knicks. I'm meeting with the Nets. I was just listening. I might be. I was so surprised that he actually answered all the questions. I think he might be a little bit of. I think he likes the attention. I really do.
Yeah, I agree.
Most guys of his caliber, when you're being drilled with those type of questions, you kind of you deflect a little bit. He answered every question straight on, and I am shocked. But again, at the end of the day, I do think that he ends up he becomes a Knick. But what about the trade offer on Friday? And not to mention the players, the Devin Harrises and the Derek Favors, 4 first-round draft picks as well. I like Carmelo, but geez, come on.
I know. I'll tell you. If I'm again, I'm Denver, I'm obviously taking the net deal over the Knick deal. And the other thing about it, you and I talk about this, Kevin, when it comes, and I said if honest to God that the Lakers would make a trade for him, which we knew wasn't going to happen, before I deal for him, I have to sit him down and say, bro, I know you're used to getting 25 or 30 shots a night, not really playing D, rebounding when you feel like it, only pass it when you have no choice. But we're kind of looking to win here, and we got a lot of really good players, and we can't have you holding the ball for 10, 12, 15 seconds of the shot clock, figuring out what you're going to do. And and here's the thing, Kevin. They got a guy in New York that does the same thing Carmelo does. Or they got Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire does the same stuff. That's
an excellent point. And Amari plays on the perimeter similar to Bosh, more so than on the block than they should. You're absolutely right. I mean, they are different players. I mean, you know, Melo can post up. They both can post up. You hit it right in the head. They're probably the same height, but if you strip out, you strip away all that, they are different players. Amari is a little more of a post player than Carmelo is, but I think, man, and you're absolutely right. I really wish I had a good defense for what you just said. I do think if you get an Amari and a Melo, I think they find a way to make that work. But at the same time, it may be an adjustment period at first, but I think they can kind of figure that out. But you're absolutely right. They both hold the ball until there's 10 seconds left on the shot clock, until they either shoot or they're forced to make a pass. You're absolutely right. Good, excellent point.
I'll tell you what, and plus when the Knicks are playing defense, they got three cats playing D, and they got Melo and Amari going, we're going to get a drink. We'll be back. When we get the ball back again, somebody call me.
You're second in scoring, second to last in points allowed.
Yeah,
it's
just
unbelievable.
And the other part, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Mike D'Antoni. I love that style of play. I know you could never win a championship playing that way, but I don't care. I just love watching Mike D'Antoni's teams because they're going to score 120 points and give 119 every night.
Exactly.
And I'll ask you this, do you think Mike D'Antoni has enough juice as a coach to be able to deal with Stoudemire and Anthony in New York?
I think so. I think him and Amari have a good rapport already from the days back in Phoenix. I don't know how close D'Antoni is to Melo, but as far as I can see, Melo, I've never really heard, in his 7+ years that he's, tough to coach. I haven't really heard that DeMarcus Cousins effect about him. I don't get the sense that he's a knucklehead, really, Melo. I think he's largely stayed out of the news as far as that goes. So I think, these are two good guys. I really believe that these are two good guys. It's not like, like I said, like a cousin type of personality. I think these guys are, they're vets. Melo, this is his 8th year. This is Amari's 9th year. I think these guys, at a certain point in your career, you want to win, and maybe you're willing to sacrifice this a little bit. Maybe you're willing to listen to a coach more. They're vets, I think. But, again, I haven't really heard that much coming out of Denver that he's tough to coach. D'Antoni, you're right. You can't win a championship with this style. You certainly can't. I don't know. Never was a huge fan of D'Antoni. Never really was a huge fan. And now we're hearing that Isaiah Thomas might be back in the fold.
Oh, don't even start me on that one. That's a whole. Oh, what a joke! What a joke! He's not only he's a franchise killer. He's a league killer. How's that CBA doing? That's right. He ran that in the ground. He's a team killer as a coach. Besides that, he's just fine. Kevin, Isaiah.
He's fine. He's doing all right in Florida. Yeah, I'm one of the few. One of the few who did not mind what he did in New York. I really not. I think an executive with the power that he had has two objectives. One, improve the coaching situation. He brought in Larry Brown, Lenny Wilkins, the winningest coaches in NBA history. And two, improve the roster. I think he did that. So from that standpoint, that might be closed-minded and a very narrow way to look at it. But from that, he did an okay job. Yeah, he cost the money, $10 million with the sexual harassment, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to go there. Are you related to Isaiah in any way, shape, or form? It's okay, Kevin. I won't dog you. It's okay.
Like your cousin, but between me and you, okay?
I get big checks from Isaiah every month to talk him up. Kevin Burke, so do I. If he sent me checks, I'd say he's great.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something. I've said this for years doing sports talk radio. I am open to being bought. You write me checks, I will say you're great. I don't care who you are. I will say Kwame Brown was the best player in the NBA if I get a check from Kwame every month.
I would sell out in a heartbeat. You're absolutely correct. How many zeros are we talking?
No doubt, dude. Kevin Burke, HoopDoctors.com. Always good rapping with you, man. We'll catch you next Monday.
Thanks, Eric.
All right, we'll see you, buddy. Sports 630 KIDO, KIDOAM.com.